Hello everybody, here I am, just outside Downing Street. So here are the security gates that were put up in the early 1980s under Margaret Thatcher. Then under Tony Blair, they reduced the gates, they made them lower or something. But anyway, after 9/11 they put them up again. So if you need to go in, you can go that way. Obviously not just any member of the public can go in, because until the 80s anyone could walk along that street. There were police there, but everyone had a right to go there. Now you can only go there if you're a certain accredited journalist, might be a foreign diplomat, if you work in Downing Street, invited in Downing Street. So a little police hut there, and a few armed police officers, and then going along to this other hut where your identity is checked, they're going to let you in the gate. Somebody with security passes can just go in this way if you have a security pass. So it's further along there is 10 Downing Street, which is the Prime Minister's official residence, and the brass plate there says First Lord of the Treasury, since that's one of the prime ministerial titles. He's also Minister for the Union, as in keeping the United Kingdom together, and Minister for the Civil Service. So almost every Prime Minister has been both Prime Minister and First Lord of the Treasury. Although they say Prime Minister was an office only officially created about 1910 when it was placed on the table of precedence. There's a list of who, what the rank order is, what the pecking order is in the whole United Kingdom, with the monarch and then the heir to the throne and down to various politicians and dukes and so on, bishops. I'm not quite sure where he ranks, but anyway. And number 11 is the official residence of the Chancellor Exchequer, who's Rishi Sunak at the moment. Obviously in 10 Downing Street is the cabinet room where the cabinet meets, with a special curved table so the Prime Minister can see all the other cabinet ministers, because otherwise if you're looking straight to your right or straight to your left, and obviously several people on either side of you, then a lot of them you wouldn't see. So Downing Street takes its name from the man who ordered it to be built, Sir George Downing. He was Chancellor Exchequer in the 1660s, so just after the Restoration. He was an Irishman. He was, what was I going to say? He was a parliamentarian in the English Civil War. Then he turned his coat, became a royalist, and indeed helped track down and kidnap some regicides, as those who'd signed the death warrant of King Charles I, who fled abroad to the Netherlands and elsewhere, dragged back here and executed in most gruesome fashion. But nevertheless, Charles II granted him grace, despite the fact he was indirectly involved in the execution of Charles II's father, Charles I. So that's Sir George Downing. I hear you say, wait a second, is he the one who lends his name to Downing College, Cambridge? No, that's his grandson who left money in his will to set up Downing College, Cambridge. Because this George Downing is Sir George Downing, the first one is in the 17th century, his grandson is the late 18th century, and it's his grandson's will to establish a Cambridge College, which was only set up in the early 19th century. There's rather a time lag between them. So there are flats above number 10 and number 11 with a few bedrooms. The one number 10 is actually rather small and modest. Number 10 is much larger. So when Tony Blair was Prime Minister in 1997, he swapped. Yes, his official residence was number 10, and he held his meetings there. Obviously got drawing rooms, kitchen, the dining room, and so on. But he lived in the flat above number 11, which was more capacious and commodious. He was married, he had 4 children. His child Leo